It is my pleasure to introduce the Salutatorian of the class of 2022, Miss Lily Safire.
The end. Maybe it's not wise to begin a speech with the end, but I figured for the occasion it was apropos. The end of high school is often rebranded as just a new chapter, probably because people never like to end things or say goodbyes, only see you laters. And I won't lie, I am certainly one of those people. I've never liked dealing with change, and I've lived in Hastings my whole life, so how much change could I really have endured thus far? But in thinking about it, I feel like it's important to acknowledge that this really is an end. A true end. Not just the end of a chapter, but of a whole book. Anyway, I figured this speech could serve as a blurb. You know, the little highlights reel on the end of on the back of any good book. I've already mentioned the end, so I might as well start here. I'm Lily Safire, and I'm honored to be speaking today as the Salutatorian of the class of 2022. Thank you to each and every one of you for what you've done for each and every one of us. To our administrators for allowing us to learn and grow for all this time. To the custodial staff who have kept us safe, especially in the past few years. To our wonderful teachers who have helped us become the best that we can be. And of course to our friends and family for making us the people we are today. Since I started with the end, I think it makes the most sense to go backwards. So let's rewind. Here we are in our last few moments of being high school students. Online school made these 4 years feel like we went from freshmen to seniors practically overnight. However, from taking mask breaks when no one was masked, to seeing the pathetic little bursts of confetti from the Common App time and time again, to making rockets, taking hikes, and writing plays for senior internships, we made our last year count. So if this is our last chapter, then let's go back to the second to last. Middle school was certainly full of learning, whether it was about the mysteries of Agatha Christie or the mystery of the ghost that touched Mr. Shapiro in the library one afternoon. We performed Latin dances, class plays, and even Shakespeare. And we had our last playground experiences, where Kathleen met her one true love, the spinny thingy. As for Hillside, we watched Kenny the Shark and Liberty's Kids, which is certainly one of the best ways to learn about American history. We got sung to by some very odd sock puppets, and we even sung our own botched version of The Best Day of My Life at 4th grade graduation, as if they were really trying to convince us that our days in elementary school would ever be thought of as the best days of our lives. We learned new colors like cyan and magenta, played on the best bouncy castle to ever exist, and danced the Cotton Eye Joe horribly in front of our delighted parents at family dance night. Then I guess comes preschool, but most of us didn't even know each other then. Of course I know that there's a fair share of co-op kids in Proud today, but other than a few friends, many of us entered Hillside entirely alone. So when you think about it, if you could do it at 5, you can certainly do it again at 18. Just make sure you bring your watermelon and wear a sock on your hand to be extra safe. For me, looking back on small collections of memories like these makes ending things worth it. I mean, no one rereads a book before finishing it the first time. I know everyone's time at Hastings has looked different, and believe me, I'm not saying my or anyone's experience here has been all rainbows and unicorns. But no matter when you joined along the way, you have to admit that we've had some pretty good times. So end your book. Start a new volume, or maybe a new series altogether. And though it may be hard to read those last few sentences, remember there's many more books to come.
Well said, Lily, well said. Please welcome the valedictorian for the class of 20.